Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Tosh Taylor. Today, I am joined by two amazing members of the CBD Westmorland Albert, and they are as always, a major sponsor of our upcoming 2023 Business Excellence Awards. So, welcome, Miriam and Michelle.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for wanting to join me today. The CBDC is such a huge part of Albert County and Albert County businesses, and that's why we wanted to have a chance to talk with you guys today so that new businesses and even existing businesses can realize what the CBDC is here for and how you guys can help us with our businesses. So maybe, Miriam, we'll start with that. Can you explain the CBDC Westmorland Albert?
Definitely. So first of all, CBDC stands for Community Business Development Corporation. And going back over 35 years ago, we were created because there was a need, there was a gap for rural entrepreneurs and businesses. It was determined that they were having a hard time to find resources, whether it was for financing or programs. And so that's really how we were created, was for the lack of resources that was available to them. And so so now we actually we have different programs that are available not only to rural businesses. Actually, we have programs that are also available to urban businesses. So that's why it's really important to give us a call or come to see us, so we can determine what your situation is, so we can find the best programs that fits their need. We have 10 CBDCs in New Brunswick, and we are located in Shediac.
Excellent. Okay. And that's a great rundown, because I keep saying rural, but of course, like, you're helping anybody in Westmorland Albert. It's not just the people who live down the 114.
Yes.
So Michelle, can you tell us some of the programs that you guys have to offer these businesses?
Absolutely. As Miriam was saying, principally about 35 years ago, when the CBDCs were created, they were mostly created to deliver the Community Futures program. That is a federal program where it does funding. So essentially, it's a loan made to the entrepreneur that is situated in a rural location. And when we say rural, it's really defined as per the urban center, which is Greater Moncton area, right? So that would include Dieppe, Moncton, and Riverview. So anyone that would be outside of the Greater Moncton area would be able to apply for this Community Futures program, where it's essentially, like I said, it's a loan-based program. Another program that we deliver is for the province. It's the SEB. It's called Self-Employment Benefit. It has it's two parts, essentially. It has a first part where it's Service Canada. So if you're on regular EI and receiving those benefits, you're able to continue to draw those benefits. And then whenever those are done, the province will kick in, and it's a total of 50 weeks. Essentially. So what happens is that you're able to draw your regular EI while you're starting your business. It also has an SCB component to it for a person with a disability. So essentially that changes a little bit with the criteria. So the program would be for 75 weeks instead of 50, and the hours that needs to be worked in the business reduces from 35 to 25 hours for a person with a disability. So that's a fantastic program. Another one is the BDS, Business Development Seminar. This is where one would go to. It's a 5-day seminar, 10 different courses, 3-hour-long sessions each. So it starts on a Monday. So it's like 9 to 12 and then 1 to 4. And you're learning different things throughout the whole week. So for instance, in the morning on Monday, we're looking at business planning, and then in the afternoon, it's entrepreneurship. Tuesday, we're looking at bookkeeping and then cash flow. And then Wednesday, it's branding and marketing. Thursday, it's sales strategies and social medias. And then Friday, we end with a lawyer in the morning that talks about all the legal aspects of a business. And then in the afternoon, we end the session with our economic partners. So other partners would be there to explain to the clients what are their programs and if they would be able to apply for them and how that would work for them. After that, we do have a program that's called CAS, consultant advisory study. So essentially it's that it's when one would want to do an expansion or look to see if how to do a marketing strategy or things of that nature. Sometimes it requires a little bit more dollars to do that. It costs a little bit more. So we do have a program that can help to subsidize some of those costs. So those are non-refundable programs. So it's mostly like a grant, right? So those are for the rural entrepreneurs. Coming back to the SEB, that applies to both urban and rural. Okay. Following the CAS, both programs where it's the loan and the SEB, there's also some training dollars there to help individuals that want to learn more about their accounting, their bookkeeping, maybe social medias, how to modify their web pages, things of that nature, where it would be business administration. It's not technical, but it's how to manage your business essentially. So yeah, there's a whole variety of items that we deliver, we look into, and it's really just to see if you're eligible or not to apply. Of course, all programs has criteria to them, and when they're applying, we guide them through the process.
Okay. Do you find that I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, but do you find that your SEB program is the most popular program?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, it is. And the way that I explain that to the clients or anyone is that it's a personal, the SEB program is a personal income. It really has nothing to do with your business at the end of the day. So meaning it's not a business income. It's a personal income that goes directly to you. And what happens with that is that it'll support the individual at home with their expenses, milk and bread and bills and etc., while they're trying to launch their business. Because we all know that, you know, a lot of them will fail when they're starting a business, because it's the hardest part, because they have to pay from the business that doesn't have any existing clients. So while they're at home, they're not able to continue to pay their bills, right? Personally. So this program will help support them while they're starting their business. And we'll see a total 180-degree flip in entrepreneurs that are still viable and existing after 2 years if they're able to access this SEB program compared to the ones that are not accessing the SEB program.
I believe that to be true. I can just, like, as someone who is launching a business or has launched a business, I know that nobody wants to give up their full-time secure job because it is paying the bills. But at the same time, you've got this amazing business idea, but you don't have the time to do both things, or you're burning the candle at both ends, which is exactly what happens, right? You burn the candle at both ends and something has to give, and it tends to be the business that you want to start. Yeah.
So we have to be careful with the SEB program, where it's not one that well, essentially the SEB program is for someone that's unemployed and looking for an employment. So it'll help them create a business, therefore creating an employment for themselves full time. So one that is currently working and has an employment, etc., may not qualify for this particular program because they already have an employment. Right. So this would be more based on someone that doesn't have an employment and looking to create themselves a full-time job.
Okay. Okay, excellent.
But those are all things that we review with the clients, and that doesn't mean that they can't access a different program that we have. And again, we may know of other economic partners that we can forward them to, where they may be able to help them too to start their business.
Okay. Okay. Now you had said earlier, Michelle, that there are some criteria that needs to be met. Miriam, can you give us some examples, and maybe not necessarily just with the SEB program, but with other programs as well?
Definitely. And so that's why I'll remind people it's very important that you call us or that you come see us. So, because I always say we have lots of boxes. We're going to try to find you the right box, but there's many boxes. And so everybody's situations are different. But to Michelle's point, you know, for the self-employment benefit program, things that are aside from the major criteria, which would be that you have to be unemployed and EI eligible. There would be some things like, or do you have a business plan? We definitely need that. That's a very important thing that we also help them through. We have resources to help them with a business plan template and a cash flow template. There are other personal criteria that we look over as the applicant, and also some criteria as the business. Is the business seasonal or is it full-time? Do you think that it's going to be a full-time job where it's going to take 35 hours per week? And but the criteria are also different for the persons with disabilities, so it's important to remember that.
Okay, excellent. And when you guys got into your careers here with the CBDC, what kind of, I don't want to say drew you to it, but there has to be some sort of helping rural and urban businesses. Like there had to be some kind of, you saw the need, or maybe you had people in your lives that you thought, okay, like I could be helping people get these businesses off the ground. What was it that really drove you into it?
So on my side is I've been working here for 13 years.
Wow.
I joined the team on November 2009. And prior to that, I was an entrepreneur in our local area here in Shediac. I was an entrepreneur for about 10 years, and it was a family business, and we were selling the business itself. So essentially, transitioning over to the CBDC was second nature to me, I guess. Just to the fact that, even though I'm not in business anymore, I get to speak with entrepreneurs on a daily basis, right? Yeah. So I get essentially what they're saying. I know what they're asking for. I know a lot of their fears. I know that on a daily basis, it's never going to be the same day. That same day never repeats itself. So I really got into this, the CBDC as part as, I guess, continuing to be in business. Mm-hmm. I see myself like I'm still in business, but except I don't get to have just one. I get to have a lot of them. Right. So I get to poke around and ask them questions, and then, and then we look at financials and their marketing strategies, and then we look at different items, and then they get started, and we talk on the phone, we talk about some of their concerns and whatnot. So we get training. So I get to help a lot of them. That's what I like about my job.
Yeah, I like that. Once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur, I think, right? Yeah. So it's nice to be able to dive into bits of it. Miriam, what about you?
Yeah, definitely. To Michelle's point, he's got a wealth of knowledge and background because he started as an entrepreneur. For myself, it's so rewarding. That's the word that comes to mind, because we get to see, from the very beginning. It starts with the idea, and you watch them grow. So when we always say, shop local, everybody agrees that shop local is good and it's great, but they don't take the time to think why. And we get to see that why. We see them from the very beginning talking about their business plan and their ideas, and we're helping them create legacies. We help them create, local wealth and their families, and families that get to stay together. And we're helping to create opportunities and jobs. So it's very rewarding to see all of that.
Excellent. Now, I think I can tell from both of your answers the answer to my next question, but I'm going to ask you anyway, because you guys have been longtime sponsors. I believe all 6 years of our awards, you guys have been our major sponsor. And first of all, I know I said it in the beginning, but I'm going to thank you again because it is greatly appreciated. But why do you think it's important to support local awards like this?
Yeah, I can. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think it's the recognition that you're actually doing something for your community, because most of the time, even though if you're a sole proprietor, you might be alone in your business, you're still helping someone with your service or your product. and you get rewarded by being paid, and then you spend those dollars again in your community. And I think being recognized by your community that you're doing that is very rewarding for the individual itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's something that we want to recognize throughout all communities if we can, because it's very important. Because when you're in business, you always, most of the time, you feel like you're alone. You're your one-man show. If you have employees, they go to you. You have to make sure there's money there to be able to pay the employees, to pay the bills, etc. There's always something, right? And when you're recognized of being able to do something that sort of employing individuals and you know, help contributing the economic development in the communities, I think it's very rewarding for them, and we'd like to participate in that and share that.
Excellent. And do you have anything to add?
Yeah, that was great, Michelle, and I'll echo that as well. I think it's really important to highlight the different businesses, celebrate with them their accomplishments, but also, you know, for example, like I love the awards. You know, last year there's so many like inspiring stories that you get to, you get to see them and grow. I can think of, for example, Gateway Market in Hillsborough right now. They're bringing life back, and it's great to see that. So I think it's really we get to celebrate with them and highlight them, and we're definitely looking forward to this year's awards.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited to see you both there as well. And before we go, though, if there are people watching this that want to know more about the CBDC before the awards and they get a chance to talk to you guys face to face, where can they find all of your information, your website, social media, etc.?
Absolutely. So we have our website, cbdc.ca. You can also find us on Facebook as the CBDC Westmorland Albert. And you can also give us a call at 506-532-8312. And you can also just come visit us. We are located in Shediac, right in front of the co-op.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much for your time today and for giving us a little look into how you can help us here in Albert County.
Perfect. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Tosh.